Let's talk about one of my favorite lenses, and it's one I use quite often, made by Nikon. It's a DX lens, and that's the 18 to 200 millimeter VR. Yes, I know that as a professional photographer, I'm not supposed to sing the praise of what is more or less a super zoom kit lens. Instead, you may want to hear that a 1.4 or a 1.8 prime lens is a lens choice for professional photography. And yes, these are really amazing lenses and they have their place. But so too does the 18 to 200 millimeter lens. Most professional photographers do agree that there is no one lens for all assignments, but the 18 to 200 millimeter comes close with one exception. Well, maybe two. It's not a very fast lens, and if you're trying to limit your depth of field and knock the background out of focus, you're not going to have the same effect as if you're using a 1.4 or 1.8, or even say a 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 zoom lens, which is my favorite zoom lens for portraits. However, there are certain advantages you have when using this lens. It's a relatively lightweight and small lens, making it great for travel, and you can easily take it with you in a small camera bag. And ladies, you can take it with you in a big purse. And it fits the Nikon D7000 or similar body really nice. So you have one camera, one lens on the body. You now have the tools to get some really great travel photos. I took this lens to a recent car show that I attended. Just one camera body, my Nikon D7000, along with this lens and just a small camera bag. That's all I had. And I was able to get some really nice images. Here it just starts off outside. I got a few hot rods, and I'm going pretty wide here. Here I did darken the sides here a little bit to draw more attention to the cars on these two images. This gentleman didn't mind me taking his portrait, so when using this for portraits, there's a couple things that you can do to get the most out of this lens. Number one, you want to come in as close as you can, and then you also want to put it on full zoom, which is about 200 millimeters. And of course, you want to open up the aperture as wide as you can. In this case, at full zoom, it's 200 millimeters. Here we're looking at a portrait of one of the participants in a car show. He had a really neat old car there. And like I said, this was shot full zoom at 5.6, 200 millimeter. And another image when he's sitting inside his car. So the background here is reasonably out of focus. So you can, if you really have to, you could use this lens for portraits. You're not going to get quite the same effect as, say, you would if you were to shoot f2.8 or f4. But you can still do it. And it's really convenient if you're traveling and you not want to take a whole lot of stuff with you. And it's great for detail shots too. Again, you just shoot wide open. In this particular case of the Ferrari here, I shot at full wide, about 18 millimeter. And here I just gave the edges a little bit of a blur. I think it was a radial blur in Photoshop. And then at the car show, I also got a chance to see Amy and Ron Shirley from Lizard Lick Towing. And these were done with available light, no flash, handheld as well. So it's a great little lens for taking along to occasions like this. So stay tuned for part 2, and we're going to talk about using this lens in wedding photography.